Hi everybody, it's Rachel here, and I'd like to show you a couple of cool science experiments that you could try at home. If you don't understand everything in the video, don't worry, I'll try to keep it brief, but the main point is that you can see something cool that you could try yourselves at home. Today we're going to talk about what happens when we combine something that is an acid with something that is a base. You've probably heard the word acidic before because some foods that we eat are pretty acidic. If you're not sure what foods are acidic, it's usually something that tastes very sour. For example, lime juice tastes very sour. Some people find that tomato juice tastes a bit sour. And something else that's quite sour that kind of burns your mouth a little bit is vinegar. I don't know if you've seen vinegar at home, but it looks kind of like water. But when you smell it, it's got quite a strong acidic smell that almost burns your nose a little bit. So those are all some examples of things that are acids. Some other foods or other things in the world are called bases. The edible ones usually taste quite bitter. I don't know if you've ever eaten any bitter foods. Maybe you can think of some. But one thing that tastes kind of bitter is spinach or kale or other dark green vegetables. Those taste bitter. And something that we often bake with called baking soda, which I have over here in my kitchen. I forgot to bring it over. Where's my baking soda? Here it is. Baking soda. We often use that to make muffins or cookies with, to make them fluffier. Baking soda is a base. And remember, bases usually taste pretty bitter when we're talking about food. When we mix an acid, like lime juice or vinegar, with a base, it creates a bubbly gas, kind of like the fizz in your soda, like your Coke or Sprite. And when an acid and a base mix together, it makes this gas, and if you shake it up, the gas gets all excited and bubbly, and if there's nowhere for it to go, it can go, it kind of explodes. Have you ever tried shaking a bottle of pop or a can of pop and then opening it? If you have, you know that you'll probably make a big mess and it'll go everywhere. And that's because the gas inside it gets too excited, the bubbles get too excited, and there's nowhere for it to go, so it just keeps stretching and stretching, and there's nowhere for it to go until pop, it explodes. We're going to do an experiment today where we mix a base, baking soda, with an acid, vinegar, and we're going to shake it together and see what happens. All right, let's see what happens when I mix this acid, which is vinegar, although I put a drop of food coloring in it so it's easier to see since vinegar is clear like water. And this is a base. It's baking soda mixed with a little bit of water to make a paste. I'm going to mix the two together, the acid and the base, and we'll see what's going to happen. So remember, when acids and bases mix together, it forms a gas. When this lid is pretty full and the cover's on, the gas is going to get excited and bubbly and it's not going to have anywhere to go. So what do you think is going to happen? Let's see. Okay, I've got my protective eye gear on, or sunglasses. I'm going to put the acid and base together, give it a little shake, and we'll see what happens. You'll note that I'm over the bathtub because I don't know how much of a mess this is going to make. Here. Hey, it exploded. Okay, I'm back. I cleaned up the mess from the bathtub. And just to give you a little bit of a review, you saw what happened when we combined the acid and the base and we shook it up. It made some bubbles. The bubbles got too excited. They started moving around, and when they didn't have anywhere to go, it went pop and it blew the top right off the container. If you want to try that at home, I would suggest trying it with an adult. Also, maybe you would want to try it outside or in the bathtub like I did so it doesn't make a huge mess. And be really careful you don't get it in your eyes because vinegar in the eyes would really hurt. You could try what I did and put some food coloring in the vinegar so that your explosion has a cool color to it. Some students have also made model volcanoes, and what they do is they build a volcano, like they build a pile out of something, and they put a container with an acid and a base that mix together in the center of their volcano, and then it shoots out the top and it kind of looks like lava. So there's different things you could do with this experiment, and hopefully now you understand a little bit better why combining an acid and a base together makes that explosion. Have fun! Bye!